Morning. Okay, I thought I'd get warmed up this morning, I guess, if it is still this morning. I think we're running into afternoon. Kick off talking about innovation. Not so much talking about innovation in big companies, I'll get to that in a second, but talking about innovation on a personal level, or the perils of innovating on a personal level. One of my bad habits, certainly according to my wife, is I race cars, and certainly alleviates the everyday stress of the job that I'm in. And in car racing, when you learn to drive a race car at the race school, they tell you don't wrap your thumbs around the steering wheel. And they don't really tell you why, they just say don't do it. And I have been racing now for 3 seasons, always wrapped my thumbs around the steering wheel. Could never figure out why at track school they told you not to. And in a recent race down at Laguna Seca, I pulled a really innovative move going into the corkscrew, probably the most famous turn on that track. And this happened. This is the afterwards shot, and the reason why they say don't wrap your thumbs around the steering wheel is when you try an innovative pass and you hit someone, the steering wheel often recoils and breaks your thumbs. And so, sure enough, I broke my thumb in 4 places. This is also applicable when driving around Bombay, I found on my way in this morning. So when driving in Bombay, never wrap your thumbs around the steering wheel. So clearly, this is not a great example. I should probably give up racing cars, but my other great love is soccer. And this happened just last week. I tried another innovative move. I've been playing soccer pretty seriously for a number of years. The danger with soccer is over time you get older and you get fatter and you can't move as quickly, and it's never good to copy the moves that you see from the guys on TV. I realized this last week as I tried a new and innovative move right into the forehead of the guy that I was playing and ended up with 6 stitches above my eyebrow. So the point here is innovation, you often think of it as this great creative exercise that ends up with roses smelling and birds singing. And innovation is very often fraught with risk. My day job, this is my kind of weekend pastimes, my day job is really working at a big company. Not the biggest company, but 17,000 people. I have about 2,400 engineers work for me. I've only ever worked at big companies and only ever worked at big tech companies. So I'm going to talk specifically really about what it takes to innovate inside a large organization, which I think somewhat possesses some unique challenges, but I think some of this is general to all companies as well. So let's take a look at what's going on in tech and tech companies. I put these charts up not really to offend anyone who isn't on the show, and TCS are starting to grow that number again, but nevertheless the point is that the big companies are getting bigger. Even some of these internet companies that we always thought of as the fast-growing startups, the Amazons and eBays and Yahoos, these are big companies now. And the interesting thing about big companies is they are often accused of not being innovative. As they get big, they often struggle. And 3 of the companies from the prior slide here, these are quotes from internal memos that always end up conveniently leaked into the press to explain how they're dealing with innovation or the lack of it and dealing with getting big. The most recent one here from Dell, I think people would probably have always said Dell was incredibly innovative from a supply chain perspective, how quickly they could deliver a custom order for a customer from the point at which it was components to the point at which it was delivered to the customer itself. And look, this is fresh off the press from last week. Bureaucracy which costs us money slows us down. We've created it, we subjected our people to it, and now we have to fix it. The best quote I like here is from Yahoo. There are so many people in charge or believe that they're in charge, it's not clear if anyone is in charge. Right? And that really is a drag on innovation, because innovation really is about speed and speed of thought, and then that thought to action cycle is critical. If that stretches out, you lose the innovation altogether. So if this is, if being big means not being innovative, what are the things that, or what kind of guidelines can you adhere to make sure that you can be innovative? And I think through this as well, you'll probably see the things not to do as well. I thought up 3 rules for big company innovation. These are based on my personal experience. These are, I wouldn't even say generic throughout the different business units within Symantec, but things that I've found as a useful guiding light throughout the last few years. Number one, I have met a lot of leaders who delegate innovation. I don't do that. That's the CTO. I don't do that because I'm not a left brain kind of guy. I'm a right brain. So I do operations and the lefties can do the innovation. I hear that a lot. And what I would say is if you're in a leadership position, then delegating or outsourcing innovation lock, stock, and barrel down the organization is a surefire way of killing it. Because often, and the bigger the innovation, the more valuable it is, often those innovations challenge the state of being in the organization. Very recently, over the last 15 months, we've been working on a software as a service project. It's a new business model for Symantec, delivering things like backup over the web. And that business will cannibalize an existing franchise, $600–700 million. If you don't have folks at every step of the way championing that innovation, it will die on the vine. So, as a leader, innovation is your job. It is far too precious to be delegated down the organization. That doesn't mean to say everyone at the top has got to come up with every idea, but describing the vision, the axis of reasoning for the innovation, stimulating the innovation, creating a forum for the innovation, that is a job of the leadership of the organization and something which is not to be delegated.